Hello, hi everybody. It's Colleen here with Chalk Couture, coming in with a project tonight called Bonjour, which I have been really excited to do this one. So let's go ahead and get the iPad started and then we'll talk about it. So here we go. All right, that went pretty quick tonight. Hopefully that means we're in store for a good week of no issues with the old iPad. So let's see. All right, we are shared and we are ready to rock and roll. So, hey, this transfer, when the Spring Summer catalog came out, I don't know why this one totally jumped out at me and spoke to me. Isn't it adorable? It's Bonjour, and it is a B-size transfer, and it retails for $14.99. And I'm going to do it on our 9x12 Aiden chalkboard. So, let's go ahead and dive right in, shall we? So I'm going to remove it from its packaging. And we already have Bonjour on the back of it so that we can know how to return it to the proper way on the carrier sheet. And we'll talk more about that at the end, why that's significant to do that. But in the meanwhile, since I am using our transfer on a chalkboard, we are going to go ahead and buzz it. Buzzing it is simply, as I always say, just putting a little bit of lint on the back of the sticky reusable transfer so that it doesn't stick quite so hard to our surface. So I typically place it down. I'm just using our fuzzing cloth, but feel free to use your pants, your shirt, a bathroom towel, kitchen towel, whatever you have handy is a-okay. All you're wanting to do is just put some lint on the back of there to make it just a little less sticky. So let's pull that aside and we're going to go ahead and place our transfer. This is pretty nice because this Aiden chalkboard is designed to fit perfectly with our B-size transfers. And I love that we changed the design out. You may remember that last week I did what was that called? Fresh Catch on here, and it had this super cute lobster, which I loved, and I actually used that for an event, so it was perfect. And then decided I wanted to change it out. And the reason that this spoke to me is because when we had the addition put onto our house, and we for the master bathroom, I really the color robin's egg blue spoke to me. So I think that's why this transfer in particular like jumped out at me, because it just reminded me of the robin's egg paint color. And I thought this would be really pretty in the bathroom to kind of tie in with that, because I do have a little bit of a bird theme going on in our bathroom because of the color of the paint. So that was pretty fun. So I'm going to keep it kind of in line, even though this doesn't perfectly match. It is still a beautiful color. It is called Morning Sky. So that's perfect too, kind of the sky, birds. See how it's all kind of fitting in here? It just kind of was meant to be. So I figured I'm going to use some of our Morning Sky. So I went ahead and stirred that to that nice yogurt-like consistency. See how it's dripping right off of my stirring stick? That is perfect. And I'm going to ombre it a little bit with some white at the bottom. So here is our bright white, also stirred to that nice yogurt-like consistency. We're ready to rock and roll. So I've got my little squeegees here. I've got two of them because what I'm going to do is kind of on an angle. So I'm going to do the Morning Sky kind of across the top, and then just a slight hint of the white at the bottom. So let's go ahead and dive in. Since I'm doing the majority in the Morning Sky, I'm going to use the bigger squeegee for the Morning Sky section. So what we do is, when we are kind of like doing a little ombre in between, we leave a little space. There's no rhyme or reason, honestly, to this at all. I got a little bit of chalk paste on my finger. So I am just going to basically cover just the top half section here with the Morning Sky. Need a little bit more on here. And we want to make sure that the chalk paste isn't drying on here, so we're going to have to act just a little bit quickly. I'm just going to, like I said, no rhyme or reason, just going to kind of pull it midway here and leave a little gap so that I can come in with the white. I mean, I guess there is kind of a rhyme or reason. I shouldn't really say that. That doesn't make sense now that I sit here and think about what I'm saying. You do want to have kind of like a cutoff point. So we're going to kind of cut it off right there, I think. And I'm just going back over to get any excess, make a nice thin layer on there. And then we're going to come in with our white, and we're going to just finish up the bottom down here and leaving a space so I'm not contaminating my squeegee here with the blue. I'm trying to be careful to leave a little gap there in between, and then just pulling down with the squeegee. See how that makes it nice quick work of that when you apply a little pressure, how it just pulls the color right down. So there we go. We're almost done. Like I said, we want to work a little quick. The lighter color, the blue, this blue particularly, is always like a little thicker. It's more in line with kind of the white. So I tend to work even more quickly so that it doesn't dry on here. And here's one thing that we can do to combat that, because I feel like that is starting to dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel this back up until the point, so right to there. Oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. And I'm going to dry it just very quickly because I felt like it might have started to dry on there. Just want to dry that super duper quick, and then we can lay this back down. Notice I didn't take it all the way down because I still need to ombre here in the middle. So if you feel like that's happening, it's okay to just stop real quickly and just pull down what you've already done and dry it, and then just lay it back down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take some of this that was left on my squeegee, and I'm just going to start blending my colors in here. See how I'm kind of pulling some of the blue from the top? Now I need to get a little bit more, and I'm just going to switch my finger. And I just got a little bit of white on there. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. Just trying to get that last little piece in there. Okay. Now, you saw that it dripped a little bit here of the white, but I already pulled the transfer up, so that won't go through. We should be fine. See, the white didn't come through because I had already pulled it up and dried it. So let's just peel back and continue on. So you can see some of the ombre effect. Oh my goodness, look how pretty. I love it. I got a little boo-boo here, but we're going to correct that. Isn't that stunning? Oh my gosh, I love the colors. That was a good choice. Really good choice. So all that I'm doing is putting my transfer in my pan of water. I'm just kind of putting my fingers in there to get all that chalk paste off. And I'm grabbing a paper towel so I can dry my hands. You see all the chalk paste came off with no problems with just a little bit of water. Do you guys love that? Oh my god, I keep looking at it on my iPad and I'm like, oh, it looks so pretty. It looks even prettier on the iPad, and that's usually the opposite. Most times it looks better in person, but on the iPad it just looks so stinking good. Alright, I'm cleaning up as I'm talking. We're going to just throw our squeegees into our pan. Close up our chalk paste so that they don't dry out. And we're going to hit this with just a tad more heat. Kind of finalize the bottom here. Oh my goodness. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so. Oh, that's okay. Sadira, it's okay. You can always go back and rewatch it. No worries. It was an ombre effect that we did tonight. So I had a little boo-boo over here. So I'm just going to use, my paper towel's just a little bit wet from when I washed my hands to get the chalk paste. Oh, I missed some. So you just use regular water to get that off, or you could scrape it off with your nail, whichever works. So my paper towel was just a tad wet, so I just went and cleaned up that little boo-boo that I had here off to the side. But that's it. Oh my gosh, I love this one. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am kind of actually pretty impressed with this one tonight too. I'm not gonna lie. I love when things come out. So nice. All right, so as we always do, let's get this aside for a second because I don't want to get it wet, because this will wash off with water, as you guys are aware. Design, love, repeat. Once I've loved this for a little while, which I'm going to love this for a lot of while, I think, and hang it in my bathroom. But if I want it to, I could simply wash it off with water and change out my design. So let's pull that aside for a sec so we don't accidentally get it wet. We're going to pull in our transfer that we have sitting in the pan of water. And I'm going to grab a towel. I'm going to show you guys how to clean your transfer. I always like to do beginning to end. And while we're doing this real quick, I'd like to talk to you about something. An opportunity, if you will. So, I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but I'm going to throw it out there. And if you're interested, just let me know. So, as a designer with Chalk Couture, you know how like a lot of direct sales companies do, like would do the old, you know, in-home demos with like Mary Kay and Avon and different things like that. Well, with Chalk Couture, we can actually do them online. So it's called a Facebook online party. And what I am interested in finding out is if anybody is interested in earning product, like Hostess Reward product, for hosting an online party with your friends. So think about it for a little while, and if it's something that you think you might be interested in to be a hostess, you would earn product based on sales. So that model's kind of the same with most direct sales. That's kind of the same model. But if you weren't interested in maybe product, we could definitely talk something else. What happens is, sorry, I'm cleaning, and sometimes when I clean and I'm talking, I can't think of where I'm at. So, as I was saying, so the Facebook party takes literally 30 minutes. So it's created as an event on your Facebook page. You invite your friends, and it's probably best to do it, especially now that it's summertime, maybe best to do it like on Monday through Thursday, like 9 o'clock when people get their kiddos to bed, or if people don't have kiddos, maybe time for them to have a dinner and relax for a little bit, literally a half an hour of everyone's time. And that's it. That's all there is. So how can I make them permanent? So if I wanted to make this permanent on this chalkboard here, all that I would need to do is run to Walmart or Home Depot or any of the big box stores and get something called spray sealer. And I would just spray seal this and it would become permanent. I would probably do like 1 or 2 layers. I know people that do that. I never seal any of my finished pieces because I like to change out my decor, but that's the way around it. So you can use chalk paste and you can still use the spray sealer. I think like Krylon is a name brand. It's Crylon. And you can just spray seal it, and then that will make it permanent. I do like a light, I've done it to test it. I've done like a light layer, let it dry, and then go back and do another layer, and then it's permanent. It's not going to go anywhere. Typically when I have sealed, it was more like a wood project, because I will use chalk paste on wood, even though because the wood is porous, you're not going to be able to erase that with water. I mean, I think that makes sense because the chalk paste will absorb into the wood. Even if you do wax it, sometimes, especially with darker chalk paste, you're not going to be able to fully get that cleaned off. So when you're doing something on a wood surface, I tend to think that's more permanent. However, again, I don't always seal it. I have things hanging that are wood that I have not sealed, and you know, I don't think we're going to get any rain in the house, hopefully. So there shouldn't be any reason why it would get wet. But if you wanted to use like a wood piece and have it on your front porch maybe where it could get wet, same deal. Krylon spray sealer is the way to go. So that's, hopefully that explains that for you. So what we're going to do, we're almost done. We cleaned our transfer with our my well-loved board eraser, which I love that guy. And I'll use him till he's literally falling apart in my hands. So we used that to clean off the transfer, and I left it sticky side up. Got a little bit of the excess water off of the back. That is a Chalk Couture board, actually. That is our 9x12 Aiden chalkboard, and that beauty happens to actually come in the designer kit. So if you were interested in joining, and I know we kind of spoke about that maybe sometime in the near future, Sadira. So that actually comes in the designer kit. The designer kit is $99, and it has 240. Sorry, I hope I didn't lose you guys. Somebody decided to call me. Okay, sorry, I think we're there. So it's $99 for the designer kit, and it has $240 worth of product. So that chalkboard, the Aiden 9x12, which it's a magnetic chalkboard, and it's guaranteed for 50 years. So you could put little cute little magnet notes on here if you wanted to. That's one of the surfaces. You get 8 transfers, 5 3-ounce chalk paste, a squeegee, an apron, all things like that. So, but yeah, that's one of the ones in the kit. But it also is actually on my online store, which I always post a link to my online store in the comments. So if you're interested in checking out that board and the cost of it, I will gladly put that in the comments below. And here we are back to our, you are very welcome. So we are back to why we labeled the back of our carrier sheet. This is the paper side, that's the shiny side. I think you guys can see a little bit of the light reflecting off of there. I always say sticky side of the transfer, meet the shiny side, because that's how you return it to its carrier sheet. So now that we've cleaned this off, it is now dry. We left it sticky side up. You see that the stickiness has come back. It's sticking to my hand. Now we're going to line it back up. So always have the word facing you so you know that that's the paper side. And then we're just going to line this back up and press down. And I got a hair in there. Isn't that lovely? So we're going to lift that back up because my hair seems to be shedding. And I got it right in there. Okay, we got it. No, we don't want to save that hair for later. I want to get that out of there. Jeez Louise. Okay, so that is back on its carrier sheet. And as I always mention, all the handy dandy instructions are on the back of your packaging for each and every one of our transfers. So you can always refer to that if you like. Just make sure, because I have a bad habit of doing this, making sure the corners are down good before you try to push this back into the bag. Because I've done that where it just started to roll right back up. I think I did that on my live last week, actually. So, yep, that's it. Now you've got it back in its carrier sheet. You're just going to store that flat. Now, what I was thinking, I mean, not so much in this case because, as I mentioned, this ties in very well with my bathroom. But if this were hanging on my living room wall, what would be super adorable is one of those little square pillows that you can get just about anywhere. Just get a cutesy little patterned pillow, and you could put this on it with ink. I could do the same thing. I could get the light blue and the white and ombre it with the ink and make a coordinating pillow to go along with my chalkboard hanging on my wall. I mean, clearly I'm not going to do that in the bathroom because who wants a pillow in their bathroom? But yeah, if it were in the living room, that would be pretty flippin' awesome, wouldn't it? I think so. I think that's kind of cool. And the ink works the same way. The only difference is once you dry the ink on the pillow and make sure it's not tacky anymore, you're just going to heat set it with an iron. That's all. So yeah, I love that you can do coordinating pieces with the one transfer. So people always say, well, yeah, that's great. Your transfers are beautiful. They're reusable, but I don't get the reusable part of it. Hello, that's why. So you can make coordinating pieces. You could also make this as a gift, like if you have a housewarming party to go to. This is super adorable for a bridal shower to make on a chalkboard for someone's getting married. So many different ideas. My gosh, you're just got to think outside the box sometimes, and that's why they're reusable, so that you can get 8 to 10 uses, we guarantee, out of each of these transfers to do all kinds of fun things like that. So it's pretty awesome. So now that we have that back in its carrier sheet, we just store that flat in a nice warm place, and we are good to go to use it again and again. And that's it. So our project is completely dry. Hands can rub all over here, not going anywhere. Like I said, until I decide if I want to change it out, then I just simply spray it with some water on there, let it sit for a second, and then wash it right off and change out my design. That's it, guys. That's my little cute, adorable bonjour project for tonight with this cute little birdie on here. And to get back to the Facebook party, so if you think that it might be something that you want to try out, maybe earn a little bit of hostess rewards, can you sell? Absolutely. Yes, as a designer. So now you opened up Pandora's box there, Sadira. So I'm going to tell you, as a designer with Chalk Couture, you can run your business however you want. So if you just want to take advantage of the discount that you get as a designer on all the products, which is 40% off, and be a hobbyist and do it just for your own simple enjoyment, A-okay, have at it. You can do that. If you want to make beautiful masterpieces and turn around and sell them, Yep, you can do that too. If you want to do sip and chalk parties or pop-up shop parties or create and take workshops, you can do that. If you want to, like I do, go to vendor events and sell nothing but product and just get blown away when I'm demoing and people's jaw drop when they see how beautiful the transfers come out on the chalkboards, which is what I usually demo on just because that's easiest. That is what has me doing Chalk Couture. I love it. I love to see people's faces when they see how easy it is and how it works and how not going anywhere. Not until I want it to. It's kind of a cool concept. So yeah, you could do all of those. You could do one of those, and that's it. So yeah, you can certainly do that to answer a very quick question with a very long answer. And I apologize, but I just wanted to kind of let you see that these are all the different things that you can do. Chalk Couture, once you have the products, it's kind of your bag. You run it the way you want to run it. So yeah. So that's it. Any other questions? Create and takes. Yep. Create and takes you can do too. Exactly. Yep. So many different things. I think that right now Chalk Couture is really focusing because pop-up shops are so on trend right now. And so what a pop-up shop is kind of cool. That is more like an in-home party where it's kind of set up where you have 4 stations. So you would have a little station with a couple display pieces. You would have a little display station for maybe a free little create and take, just a little tiny chalkboard so people can try out the product. Then there's another station where it's where I would be demoing. And you could either do it in your home and invite people. You could have a hostess do it in their home and then they earn rewards. And it's kind of seems to be the way, but it is kind of the same premise. But again, if you wanted to do it on Facebook, you could do it on Facebook as well. So the sky's the limit. All right, I think I got all your questions there. I think we're good. If you have any more, you can always reach out to me, send me a PM. I am more than happy to answer. All right, ladies and gents, have a fantastic rest of your Monday. And I will be back with another project tomorrow. I think we're going to go to give you guys a sneak peek for tomorrow. This one. We may not have it all together, but together we have it all. Isn't that adorable? Love it. So I think that's going to be tomorrow's project. So I just have to dig through some of the surfaces that I have and see what we can come up with to put it on. So stay tuned tomorrow. I typically try to come on anywhere between 6 and 8. And if you don't have the notifications set, go ahead and click on the notifications so you get notified when I'm coming live. And then that way, you can catch me, because depending on what I have going on, sometimes tonight, we ate early, so I was able to come up and I like to keep it around 6 o'clock, but sometimes things get away from me and I'm working on something and I get in a little bit later. But yeah, if you go ahead and turn the notifications on, it'll pop up on your phone to let you know when I'm live. Or you can always watch the replay, and that is a-okay too. Alrighty, I am out, ladies. Be safe out there. Have a great night, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Bye.